Welcome back. A day after an IIT Madras scholar was assaulted for organising a beef festival, we are seeing scenes of protest just outside IIT Madras. We'll cut straight across to where all the action is happening, where in India today's Akshata Nandgopal has been getting us up to speed with all the updates coming in from the protest that still continues. There is a huge presence of police as well. In fact, just a short while back, the police were even attempting to forcibly evict the protesters from the site onto the buses that you can see. There was some resistance from the lady protesters, and there were a few children also who refused to enter the bus despite being asked by the police personnel. So it's a very delicate situation outside IIT Madras, and Akshata Nandgopal getting us up to speed with all the latest news coming in. Akshata, just tell us what exactly is happening now. We can see a huge commotion there outside. Just a short while back we were seeing the police personnel even asking the protesters to leave the protest site and to walk into the buses. But what's the latest?
Yes. This is the second simultaneous protest that we're witnessing here, Avantika, right outside IIT Madras, by student organizations, the SFI, as well as the DYFI, who've been holding up placards, flags, slamming the center, slamming the state government, and of course demanding justice for 26-year-old Suraj. Right now you can see that they're all being taken inside the police jeep. They are being detained. At this point, things are better managed by the police than before. They've managed to ensure that they pushed towards the jeep rather than having to carry them in, because they weren't allowed to even conduct a sit-in at this point. Women also who are part of the protest are now being taken into the police jeep. So it looks like now finally the protest could possibly come to an end now, because the police have ensured additional deployment. They are ushering all of these protesters inside the police jeep, and they will be taken away. They will be detained. But clearly at this point the police have managed to clear up this particular area, but it's completely got out of control, hasn't it, Avantika, as far as these protests are concerned? Because we've seen such large-scale agitations taking place right outside IIT Madras at a time when inside as well students have come together in solidarity, marching towards the dean's office. This is the second protest that we witnessed. Hundreds of people coming together, staging a protest right outside IIT Madras. The gate has been closed down. It's completely barricaded, along with literally a wall of security. All of them making it very clear that there will be no entry into IIT Madras. At this point, finally, traffic also seems to be moving to some extent. There's no entry into the campus because of these particular protests. Things quickly got out of hand, Avantika, but the police are ensuring that no one's allowed to protest at this particular point, ensure that normal life is not disrupted. A huge crowd that gathered. I don't think the police expected that so many people would come together. It was two different protests that we witnessed. First, it was a different group which came together here. It was, of course, the RSYI, and now it was the DIYF as well as the SFI, which came together here to stage a protest right outside IIT Madras. They all are saying very clearly that they are against the notification of the center, and the trigger point really for these protests seems to be what happened inside the campus as far as the scuffle which broke out, which left 26-year-old Suraj as well as Manish injured. Both of them are currently in hospital, even as politics and protests rages on inside the campus. Outside as well, this issue seems to be boiling over across the city. Many of them also putting the onus on the state government to take a stand as far as this issue is concerned, to back their protest, and this no doubt will also translate to political pressure on the state government, Avantika. The protesters are finally being taken away. Traffic will now be allowed to move. We'll have to, of course, wait and watch to see if more protesters gather, but at this point the police has managed to bring some sort of normalcy back on this particular road right outside IIT Madras. Absolutely.
The beef festival that took place at IIT Madras sparking a massive political row, with DMK working president also organizing protests in Chennai. So those were the visuals of the protest that one got to see outside IIT Madras. But the raging row over the ban on the sale of cattle for slaughter at animal markets has invited much criticism, not just from the state of Tamil Nadu but from other states as well, such as Kerala, West Bengal, etc. And here is India Today's executive editor Javed Ansari speaking to CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri on this contentious issue.
The government is bringing in a law to ban sale of animals for slaughter. The West Bengal government as well as your government in Kerala have opposed this. Where do you stand in this?
What is the question? There is a thing called cattle fairs in our country that had come down before even modernity came into India. Cattle fairs are a regular feature of our rural India. What are these fairs? These fairs are when farmers take their old cattle and sell them, and in order to purchase new cattle, young ones, who can do the agricultural operations. Now this is the regular flow of changing animals when they become old. Now number one. So this is now being prevented because saying that no trade in cattle.
They're doing it because they fear that cattle are bought and sold here and then taken to slaughterhouses, are slaughtered illegally.
Are you regulating the slaughterhouses? You are. You have a regulation there. If they are violators of that, punish them. There's a law of the land. Do that. Instead of that, why this drama? You have Gaurakshaks. There are laws on cow protection in many states. So if people are violating that, let the law take its course. Why private armies? And private armies targeting Dalits and Muslims and killing them? So what is the message you are giving? Law of the land does not matter. The constitution does not matter. I am the law. I will decide who is the culprit and who is not. And in the name of deciding who is the culprit, target Dalits and Muslims.
So do you believe there's a conscious effort, deliberate effort?
Otherwise, why would they grow all over in all the BJP ruled states? Tell me one reason. Why are they growing now?
Are you saying that Gaurakshaks have the protection or the patronage?
Patronage. They definitely have the patronage of the powers that be. Otherwise, they cannot survive a day. They have that patronage. And let me tell you, under the Indian Constitution, these are matters that fall under the state list. How can the centre, without consulting the state government, and even if consulting the state government, the centre doesn't have a right to bring a central legislation or a law or a central norm. They are violating the rights of the states. And secondly, what is the meaning of your BJP chief in Meghalaya saying that no, this does not apply to Meghalaya? Isn't it obvious that they are seeking polarization? They are seeking a communal polarization.
But what about political parties? Some political workers in Kerala have cards to defy this. I mean, surely a lot more.
That is an extreme that we have also said. But the point is, you cannot have, correct, I mean, that nobody is, at least we are not, defending or condoning that. But what I'm saying is that you're pushing people to these sort of extremes. Why should the government say, I will decide what you will eat? Why should the anti-Romeo squad say, I will decide whom you will befriend, what clothes you will wear? And this anti-Romeo squad, poor Shakespeare, I don't know why he was involved. Karnataka, you have this Sri Ramasena. You would have had some names like that. Why bring in Shakespeare into all this? But then you bring in these squads, they tell you what you should wear, how you should behave, whom you should befriend. What is happening?
Okay, let's go straight across now to Mr. C. Rajashekharan, who's joining us now on the broadcast, lawyer there in Tamil Nadu. Sir, thanks so much for speaking to us. We're also joined by Tamilisai Sandaraja. I'll go to him in just a bit. But Mr. C. Rajashekharan, the beef festival that was organized at IIT Madras, snowballing into a major issue now. It has sparked a massive, political storm in the state of Tamil Nadu. We're getting voices of criticism not just from Tamil Nadu, but even other states as well. Your views?
See, Akshaya, this is a most unfortunate incident happening in the famous IIT campus of Chennai because students go there to study and decide their future. See, conducting a beef festival is no crime, and you cannot take law into your own hands and attack the PhD scholar and create unrest in the minds of the students of the IIT. And indulge in this kind of rowdyism, gundaism, hooliganism inside the study area of IIT, the intellectual group. And if you want any issue to be addressed, they should have complained to the management, IIT management, and the chancellor and the leader of the union, or something has to be followed. You cannot take and you can attack them black and blue. And I am told from sources that Suraj, the boy, the victim, has lost his eye. And where are we heading? Is this the democracy which our leaders sacrificed and Baba Sahib Ambedkar and Mahatma Gandhi never even dreamt of these kind of incidents in this country. We are in a people's democracy. We are not in a dictatorship or a king-ruled nation. And this is not at all acceptable.
Right, all right.
You can raise voice against incidents which you don't like, but there is a process. You should do it in a democratic manner.
And these states are accusing the centre of not following proper processes or procedures. Mr. T. Soundararaja, how would you respond to mounting criticism coming in for the new cattle trade that most states say infringes upon the constitutional rights of an individual? It infringes upon the constitutional rights of a state as well, considering the fact that this subject comes under the purview of states. Mr. Soundararaja, are you there with us?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, central government had to frame the rules under the section 38 of the Prevention of Cruelty of Animals Act, 1960. Because this Prevention of Cruelty Act comes under only the under the purview of the central government. And apart from that, central government, it's misinterpreted in most of the states like Tamil Nadu. It is against beef eating. I am telling the DMK are cow killers. The Congress are cow killers. Actually, they have killed a calf in a street and they have protested. They are taking this law only one way. It's only protection of the cow, prevention of the animal cruelty of the Animal Act. Why they are taking in that way? The slaughtering, the old animal slaughtering, nothing is prevented. Organized, licensed slaughtering houses are going to perform. Only it is preventing the trade. Every day 30 lorries with 30 cattle are taking to or trafficking towards Kerala, and more than 590 crores to 2,000 crores. This trafficking, because of the illegal trafficking, cows are killed. One of the farmers was telling, when I visited a farmhouse, I couldn't see any calf at all, because cows are just sold for flesh. We are preventing only that. The people who are protesting are cow killers. That's all I can say.
No, but that's the claim by the opposition, that these rules, these new trade rules, these restrictions are in fact unconstitutional, and they are in fact contradictory to the parent legislation of Prevention of Cruelty Act of 1960 itself.
There is Prevention of Cruelty Act, na? So based on that only this rule has been implemented. So that act is there. So why they want to criticize the central government? It is only to safeguard the cows, only to safeguard the cows. It is taken. It should be taken in that way only. They are just deviating from that. They are misinterpreting. They are politicizing.
Is it only about cows, or is it about then this rule, ma'am, should apply for the other animals as well, isn't it? Why then we are only talking about cattle? I mean, all of the animals should come under the purview of PCA.
Even cows are the major cattle which we are dealing with. Why they want to kill it? They are, each and every house has a cow in a Tamilian family. They worship it. They take it as a family member. Then they are with black trafficking. They are all taken to other states and they are killed. My only one question: are they supporting the killing of this animal? We are protecting. Okay,
let me get in Mr. C. Rajashekaran now to respond to that. Mr. Rajashekaran, how would you respond to that? The government saying that this is nothing but, the opposition's new strategy to politicize the entire matter, to bring things, to get things out of control, and that this is only being done to ensure that, the cattle, the cow, in fact, of the country is protected.
See, this has nothing to do with killing of cow or cattle, and all this are being misrepresented and misled by the BJP president on phone. Because the fact of the matter is, Kerala, you have 70% of Hindu population and 30% of Christian minority population. But total out of 100% of the population, 90% eat beef, consume beef as their major course of menu in the recipe. So even in Tamil Nadu, rural Tamil Nadu, majority people consume beef, barring few in the upper caste. But now I understand even the five-star hotels cater good beef as their main course of dish. So going by this, when majority people are eating beef as their main course, for protein and other things. Of course, I don't eat beef. That is different. I don't back for beef.
And ma'am, how would you respond to that? That there are people in our country who also consume beef. It is, a staple diet in their homes. And these new rules only violates the basic right of a person to choose what he or she eats. And thereby, the opposition claims that this is unconstitutional.
Yes, see, you pass a rule, GO, which says you cannot market, trade or sell the cattle in the open place, which is wrong, because it is directly attacking the farmers who's breeding the cattle, goes to the market, where in Tamil Nadu you call it the public Sandai. Sandai means a common area where they sell, trade, and you stop that by your rule, which has been fortunately being stayed by the Honorable Madurai High Court by Division Bench. So I would welcome that order. And this rule is unwarranted and the timing is wrong because we are in the...
All right, Mr. C. Rajashekharan, thank you so much. Mr. Soundaraja also, thank you so much for joining us.